Hey there, good morning. I'm going to be putting my brand new giant loop Kiger tank bag on my 2005 R1200 GS. I will apologize right now for my neighbor mowing his lawn while I do this, but this is the time that I have to do it and I didn't have a choice, and so it kind of sucks, but this is when he decided to mow his lawn. So there's not a lot to the tank bag. The instructions are one page. There's some packing tips on one side, some mounting instructions on the other side. It gives a specific adventure bike. This is on some adventure touring motorcycles, engine guards and alternative mounting points may be used. There's a typo. On the BMW 1200 GS, remove the seat and thread webbing around frame rails, replace seat, then tighten straps. So I haven't done, the only prep I've done is to put my bike on the center stand. I also have to apologize for it being all covered with pollen, but I don't have a garage and it gets stored outside under a cover. So we're going to take the seat off, which requires opening the locked tank bag or saddle bag. Turn it the right way to unlock it. See my bead rider there? I love that thing. Alright, so it should be as easy as, let me tell you what, we're going to take the tank bag off the mounting plate. Make it even easier. So the tank bag comes right off, and there's a couple of clips that you can put the carry strap on. So this is the Kiger tank bag, but they all mount the same. They all have the same mounting plate. So there's a front loop that's going to go around the steering stem, and then these are going to go around the frame rails, these long straps. So there's no clip on this, it just threads out. And then there's always a bunch of wires and shit in here, excuse me. So you want to make sure that you don't trap any wires, because you want this to be relatively snug. So you got to get in there, get around the steering head beneath the triple clamp, because you don't want to foul that. And then kind of need extra hands and stuff like that. So I've got some, you can see this is my Gerbing controller. I'm going to leave that on there. This will enable me to hopefully get gas without removing the tank bag. Get that strap straightened up. So this will give you some adjustment so that you can get it in just the right place. I'm going to put it as far forward as I can without fouling the filler cap. Make sure we can get that open. Yes, we can get that open. It's a little fiddly, but it'll work. And then you got the two straps on either side that need to go down under the frame rails. So I'm going to pop off the side cover there so I can get cleaner access to the frame rail. Find a good spot for that. So what I've done is I've run it between on the frame rail between the VIN plate and the little connector for the side cover. I probably should have run it through the other direction, so I'm going to do that. Oh, big bug just flew out. And And then the other end of the connector is up under the tank bag when the tank bag's in place. So I'm going to get both of these on before I tighten anything up. So there's two straps here to secure that, and then there's another one of these little clip connectors. So there's not a lot of, you can't move this clip very far. So this is a little fiddly. But to be able to hold the strap in place, it's got to be at that angle. So we'll do the other side. I'm going to pop that cover off too. These are the ones that just have the little nipples on them. They just pop right off, no tools. I haven't used any tools yet, as you can see. We're going to run that under the frame rail in about the same place, but you got to be careful. On this side there's some hard brake lines and some hard fuel lines, so make sure you don't foul those up. You don't want to get interference with anything that makes you stop or go. Tank bag is about convenience. You don't want to end up dead on the side of the road because you get your tank bag tangled up in your brake lines, and then you tightened it and snapped one of your brake lines. Now those are the hard brake lines over there, so they shouldn't be too much trouble. And again, we're gonna loop that through. Okay, now I want this to be roughly centered, so I'm gonna roughly center it. Get that on there nice and tight, so that it doesn't move around. You also don't want your tank bag moving around on you, especially at speed, out on the highway somewhere. It's again making sure that it doesn't interfere with any wires or the connector for the side cover. Let's put those side covers back on. I always forget where the other connector goes. There's some left over, so I'm just going to run that up under the tank and tuck it in, or under the tank bag. So you want to keep the excess as short as possible, so that you don't have any interference. It doesn't flap and distract you when you're riding or anything like that. So that may involve, for some people, actually trimming the ends of the webbing. I'm not going to do that because this might end up on a different bike sometime, and I may need that extra length on the strap. So I'm going to leave the strap as long as it came from Giant Loop. Let's check that again. Yeah, so just a little movement on the mount and it goes right in, or it pops right up. Let's get this other strap secured. See, even when you don't use tools, you get greasy. Just a tiny bit. And the tank bag itself just zips right on. There's a nice big zipper on either side. So get those lined up. You can hear there's Velcro that helps keep the back of it secured when it's on the bike. So So what I'm having trouble doing is keeping the end of the zipper in the fastener. So I must be doing something wrong here. Try and keep a little more pressure on it. There we go. Just got to switch hands there. So this is let me get it on the other side, and then we'll test the handlebar. So this shows you that you don't have to take it off to get to the fuel filler. You can do it. It's a little fiddly, but you can flop it over to the side and get your fuel without taking the tank bag all the way off. And that strap out of the way might help a little. And then there's another connector on the other side. So what's going on is, with the mount pad stretched all the way tight, it curves the zipper, and that makes it just a little fiddly to get to the fastener. So you just it's one of those things that it looks like it works fine, but it's gonna take some practice. Especially the Velcro underneath there doesn't make it easy to move the bag forward to keep the zipper connector in place. There we go. And then the bag itself has this cool little clamshell opening. So it's not, Giant Loop doesn't claim that the bag is waterproof, but they do two things. They include this seam sealed magic bag inside. Oh, he's finally done mowing. That velcros to the bottom of the tank bag if you want, that is waterproof. That's the carry strap. And then the clamshell design has no zipper, so that will help keep water out. And then in addition, it's got the trucker tarp material that is pretty water resistant. I've got some other bags that are made out of the same stuff, and I've never had water get inside of any of those. So there's a little map case on top that you can get to from the outside. It's narrow, so any full-size map you put in there, you're gonna have to fold up. But then that velcros securely. There's a carry handle. There's a little mesh pocket here that is not tight to the edge of the tank bag, so I wouldn't keep anything super valuable in there. But there's some little reflective pops, and there's plenty of places to tuck the bag. Now let's see, this is the important thing. We don't hit the tank bag there. We don't hit the tank bag there. So I don't know if you can see from the slope, but it's gonna be pretty easy, even for a fat guy like me, to ride with this tank bag on. It's not gonna obscure the dash. It's not gonna get in the way. Forgot to put that back on. And if you are the kind of rider that does a lot of standing when you're on your motorcycle, it's not going to get in the way when you're standing up. So let's get the seat back in place. Make sure that nothing conflicts, constricts, or restricts. All set. So that's the installation of the Giant Loop Kiger tank bag in KTM orange, because orange is my favorite color. So that was a no-brainer on the choice. So I will